Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're regular here, you know I review many photographic, audio and video related products. And if you're new here, well, that's exactly what I do. Now today we're taking a look at an old camera actually. And this is it here, with Canon G5X. Now this is the Mark I version. So it's quite an old, well it is actually an old camera. But it's really cheap now if you want to buy it on the second-hand market, be it, you know, eBay. I purchased this from Wex Photographic very recently and I got it at a fantastic price. Now the original reviews I've seen online about this camera haven't been terribly complimentary, but for a long time I've been looking for a decent camera I can keep in a pouch in my pocket. It's too big to be to fit in the pocket, but it's small enough to fit in this really compact pouch which I just put on my belt, and it's really good. It just slots in there quite happily. Couple of spare batteries in there and away you go. I was a bit concerned about image quality of it, to be honest, because some of the reviews weren't terribly glowing. They said, you know, the lens kind of let it down. I have found the complete opposite. I am really pleased I purchased this camera and I think it's great. For me, it ticks all the boxes that I've been looking for with a compact camera, and I'm just going to go very briefly through what those boxes are, because I am absolutely delighted with it. I'm going to go through a couple of images on my computer here so you can see, but these images will also be on my Flickr page, so I would highly recommend you take a look at my Flickr page to see them in more detail rather than studying them, you know, on this YouTube video. So let's get started. Now the box it ticks, I was looking for a compact camera, well it ticks that box. I was looking for one with a nice grip, which this one has. For me, my big clumsy hands, that's got a really nice grip. I wanted one with an articulating screen so that I could actually take photographs or video at low angles. Well, this one's got the 3-inch articulating screen that Canon are very well known for, so it fits that bill perfectly. You can just rotate it that way. I can hold it down like that. I can do it like that, you know. So we all know what these screens are like, so it ticks that bill. Unlike the Ricoh GH3, that has no articulating screen, and it also crucially has a viewfinder. I was definitely looking for one with a viewfinder, particularly in you know, really bright sunny conditions where you might need to use a viewfinder, for composing your image, but also for looking at your images after you've taken them. And this one has a really nice little viewfinder you know, attached to it. So those really were the key things. It's got a 1-inch sensor, so it is competing with the likes of the Sony RX100 range, the other Canon range of cameras, the Panasonic LX10, so on and so forth. There's quite a few of them, to be honest. My little Sony ZV-1, I love my ZV-1, I won't be replacing that. That is over there filming the close-up shots of the camera. But that one hasn't got a viewfinder, so it's more of a video camera, to be honest. This is more of a stills camera with video features built into it. So you know, I use it mainly for taking stills when I'm going out and about and I want to take good quality stills. And the 1-inch sensor on here is a 20 megapixel 1-inch sensor, so it's a pretty up-to-date 1-inch sensor, even though the camera is, you know, quite a few years old. This camera mimics features that you'll find on the more expensive Canon DSLRs and the Canon mirrorless cameras. So on the top here, it's got your PASM dial on this side, which is lovely. You can adjust your, set it to aperture priority, shutter priority, so on and so forth. You've got exposure compensation, easy to get to just on the top there, and you've got a master, which is an odd placement, but it's got a master control wheel on the front here, which is fine, and also got a control wheel around the lens. So, you know, that is great. You can adjust that around there. Now, I've got this master control wheel, this small one on the top here, set up for adjusting the aperture or shutter speed. So if you're in aperture priority, it'll adjust the aperture. If you're in shutter priority, it'll adjust the shutter speed. And then I've got the master control wheel around the lens set up for adjusting my ISO. So you can get to the 3 exposure settings really easily. So you've got your exposure compensation, shutter or aperture priority there, and ISO around the lens. Very nice and easy. It's got your other control dials on the back here. You can set up for different functions. I found the layout is pretty decent for what it is. I've got this one here set up for face detect on or off. So if I'm in a crowd and I don't want it to pick a face up, I can turn it off. If I'm doing a landscape, architecture, whatever, I can turn that off. If I do want it to detect a face, I just push that button and the face detector will come on. That's how I work. Everyone works differently, but that's how I like to use the camera. And the camera takes a little NB13 battery, just slots in the base of the camera here. It is actually a really small battery, and that's really good because you can keep a couple of spare ones in your pocket or in your camera bag. I think I keep one in my camera bag, and that just slots in there. And the SD card slot is in the battery compartment as well, which is really annoying, but that's what most manufacturers do. That slots in there. Metal construction, so it's quite heavy, but that gives it a lovely feel in your hand. So, you know, beautifully made. Now the lens is equivalent to a 24-100 in full frame terms, so you know it's a great, you know, pretty reasonable wide end and a nice telephoto end. So you know that is a great coverage, certainly for a compact camera. Its aperture range is really good as well. At its widest, it goes down to f1.8, and that's pretty impressive for a little compact camera of this size. And at the telephoto end, it's even more impressive because it's only 2.8, so it's really wide at the telephoto end as well. So low light is going to be fine. It's a really, you know, really nice lens. Where the camera shows its age is in video. It's only 1080 video. There is no 4K. That's not a problem to me. I will use it just for getting the odd, you know, snippets of video here and there. The 1080 video is quite decent quality, but there is no mic jack, so you are reliant on the built-in mics of the camera, or you have to sync audio in post-production. I've done various videos on how you would do that, and there's many compact microphones you can use if you want to post-sync the audio afterwards. I will show you a video clip I've done for another review for my Joby Wavo Air. I filmed the close-up shots on this particular camera, and what I'll do, I'll include that clip in this video now. We'll walk down the garden path. Now I've got me back to the camera now, so it'd be interesting to see if the audio stays or goes. Some of them do go, most of them do still work, so it'd be interesting to see. Really nice little camera to hold this one, and I think it's working fine. That is still recording. As I say, it only records in HD, but it is still working fine. So let's now walk back to the camera. So 24mm on the G5X isn't really wide enough to use as a vlogging camera, because I have to hold my hand out quite far. But the fact it's not a very heavy camera is not too much of an issue. Reminds me of a little Sony ZV-1. That's only got a 24mm lens as well, so that's a bit, you know, a bit awkward for vlogging. The ZV-1F is a better vlogging camera to some extent because it's got the 20mm wide-angle lens. But let's now go round to the pond, because this is actually further away than what the going down to the greenhouse is. So here we go, that was the video quality of the Canon G5X, the original G5X. Now the weight of the camera is actually really light. It's heavier than a lot of compact cameras, but it's not heavy enough to be a concern. It's actually, yeah, 377 grams. That's obviously with the 24-100 lens, metal construction, you know, the 3-inch articulating screen, so on and so forth. So I don't think that's a bad weight for such a high quality compact camera. It is a point and shoot camera for sure, but it's got all the manual controls if you do want to go manual with this camera. It's fantastic value on the second-hand market. You can't buy it new anymore because they don't make it anymore. But if you are looking for a really nice compact camera that you want to put in your pocket, you don't want to spend a great deal of money, take a look at some reliable second-hand sellers such as MPB, Wex Photographic, Clifton Cameras. You know, these kind of companies that will give you a warranty as well. I got it from Wex. I get a 12-month warranty with this camera, and I think I paid 250 quid for it. That's a no-brainer for a camera that can give you great results. Shoots RAW, so if you do want to edit, I shoot everything in RAW, so when you want to edit the photographs, it's not a problem. You're not just reliant on JPEG images like you are on my little Sony ZV-1F up there that only shoots JPEG, and it hasn't got a zoom lens, and it's more expensive. but that scores in video because that shoots 4K video and there's no record limit, where this only shoots HD and there is a video record limit. So it's kind of horses for courses. But you know, when you take a look at some of these images, and you look at them on my Flickr page, you'll see that they are just so nice. You know, the colours, again, you know, as I said before, they're just such nice images. And they'll print up to 10x8s, even larger than that. You know, you've got plenty of detail there. Completely surprised me. I was absolutely chuffed to bits with the detail and quality that this particular little camera produces. So there we go. If you're looking for a nice, cheap, compact camera, as well as your mobile phone, this could well be something worth looking at. So that's my thoughts on the original Canon G5X. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. Hit the like button if you like the content of my videos. Really, really appreciate that. Helps me grow the channel. So thanks very much for watching, and stay tuned for more videos relating to video photography, podcasting, so on and so forth. So goodbye from me, goodbye from Sam, and stay tuned for more videos. Cheers for now. Bye.